Hello. So that you won't jeer on me when I say it's about on time. I left my food and ran over. It was good too. But I'm so appreciative of you coming to Ebertfest, and I never want to just leave you hanging. I'm looking for someone in the audience who I don't see, so we'll have to do this later. But what we're going to do now is, this morning was very special with the movie about Maya Angelou. And yeah, thank you. And we're continuing that special feeling that engendered with the next movie that we're showing. And we actually are showing them back to back on purpose, and you'll see what I mean. The next movie is about, how many of you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? And that movie came out last year, Won't You Be My Neighbor? And I almost felt like I was channeling Roger, because when that movie did not get an Academy Award nomination, I was furious. That was the one thing, really. That was and usually year to year, I don't get upset about what did or did not get something, because there are a lot of different choices, as we know. It's, some get chosen, some don't. But that was a film that everyone just knew and assumed would be one of the top, and that if it had been nominated, it would have won. And I was furious, and I could just remember Roger's self-righteous anger about, especially in the documentary category, when something he feels is so worthy. And it's not that getting an Academy Award is the end-all, be-all of something, but when something so clearly deserves it, and when there's something that is not only entertaining, but a force for good, and especially at a time in the world when we need as many forces for good as we can. It just infuriated me. And so I practically begged this filmmaker to come to Ebertfest this year. And I told him, I want you to come. And usually when we give someone a humanitarian award, it's a surprise. I said, I couldn't even say a surprise. I said, you come, you didn't get the Oscar, but you're getting the humanitarian award at Ebertfest. So let me tell you a little bit about the filmmaker, Morgan Neville. He is an Academy, a Grammy, and Emmy award-winning director, and he's known for his work as a cultural documentarian. He's released many films, including 20 Feet from Stardom. I don't know if you saw that. I love that film so much. When that film won the Academy Award, it was also controversial because they felt they wanted something geopolitical or serious. 20 Feet from Stardom was so good, it deserved to win the Academy Award, and I'm glad that it did. Anyway, he's also released the documentary Best of Enemies, which features the debates between Gore Vidal and William F. Buckley. Recently, his Won't You Be My Neighbor became one of the best reviewed and highest grossing documentaries of all time. And I'm just going to say this. Some people felt that maybe it didn't get a nomination because it had already gotten awarded by grossing more money than any other documentary. It's like telling somebody you're too big for your britches. And I'm not going to go on and on about this. Let me just bring Morgan Neville out for you. Morgan, please come out.
Thank you, Chaz. Thank you. I love that anger, Chaz. Yeah. Righteous indignation on my behalf is my favorite kind, so thank you. You know, Roger was somebody who, me as a cinema-loving kid, was somebody who was there my whole life as a guide, and somebody who I came to read when I got to college and then beyond, and somebody who very early on was a champion of documentaries. And before I even knew I wanted to make documentaries, I was a journalist. So I connected in that way. But films like Chaz was referring to, a film like Hoop Dreams, made by Chicago's own Steve James. And I mean, a film like Hoop Dreams made me want to make documentaries. And Steve wrote me the nicest email after the nominations came out this year saying, "Welcome to the club." So. It's like, let's find a new club, Steve. Can we do that? But what can I say about this film? I'll say that I've been doing this for more than 25 years. And for many years, when I would start to make a film, I would tell the subject or tell the people I was making the film with that this film is going to be therapy for you. And I want you to be comfortable with that. And I don't think I truly realized until this film that, of course, it's going to be therapy for me. And this film ended up being the most personal, the most cathartic, the most emotional experience I've ever had making a film. And it felt like it was my own personal 10 years of therapy rolled up into one film. It wasn't until I screened this for the first time that I realized other people might feel the same way. And from that first screening on, it's just taken on a life of its own in a way that I couldn't have imagined. And I said to somebody that Fred Rogers was not only a unique character, he was unique in every way. And I think this film just is trying to reflect that uniqueness and give us all something we can rally behind, which when I distill it down to a bumper sticker, I think of it as radical kindness. So that's really what this film's about. So I look forward to coming back and speaking to you afterwards. Enjoy the film, and I'll see you in a bit.